Hello guys, this is the paper 3 of the Pearson Edexcel level 1 level 2 GCSE 91 1 MA1/3F paper. Answer all questions and write your answers in the spaces provided, and you must write down all the stages in your working. Question 1. Write the following numbers in order of size. Start with the smallest. So as we can see, some of these numbers are in 2 decimal place, while others are in 3 decimal place, and some is in 1 decimal place. So it is a good practice to make everything to be in 3 decimal places. So first of all, I will add 1 0 to this, add 2 0 to this, add 1 0 to this. So now we can see clearly which one is the smallest. So the smallest is going to be 0.408, comma. Then the next one after that is going to be 0.410, and the next one is going to be 0.46, and the last one is 0.5. So now remember to remove the zeros that you added. And this one, yes, and we are done. Write down the value of 2 in the number 12,345. So the value of 2 is 2000, because this is ones, tens, 100,000. So that is 2000. Write 0.4 as a decimal. So since this is a calculator problem, you can just put that in the calculator, and that is 0.8. Write 19.4949, correct the nearest whole number. So to round to the nearest whole number, we have to look at the digit in the 10th place, which in this case is 4. Since 4 is less than 5, it means to the nearest whole number. The answer is 19. Here is a list of numbers. From the list, write down a multiple of 3. So in other words, which one is in 3 times table? So the only one in 3 times table is 18. Question 6. The graph shows information about the average monthly temperature in degrees Celsius in Amman. For how many months was the average monthly temperature greater than 16 degrees? So this is 16 degrees. So greater than 16, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 months. Write down the 2 months that are the same average monthly temperature. So I can see that from here. The 2 months that has the same average monthly temperature is May and October. Question 7. 208 bars of chocolate were sold from a shop. 1/4 of these bars of chocolate were large bars. So first, let's calculate the number of large bars. That will be equals to 208 times 1/4, and that is 52. The rest of the bars of chocolate were small bars, so that means small bars is going to be 208 minus 52, and that should be 156. All the large bars of chocolate were sold for £1 each, and the small bars were sold for 60 pence each. So amount of large bars is going to be equals to £1 times 52, and that is equals to £52. Small bars amount is 60 pence, which is the same thing as 0.6 times 156, and that equals 93.6. So what is the total amount? So total is going to be £52 plus 93.6. That is 145.6. The answer is 145.6. £6. Question 8. 4 students play a game. The table shows the number of points each student has. So Barbara has more points than Danish. How many more? So Barbara has 121 points and Danish has 19. So we have to take the difference of that, and that would be 102. Work out the mean number of points. So the mean number of points is going to be 143 plus 121 plus 45 plus 19, all divided by 4. So using our calculator, so the mean is 82. Write down the coordinates of point A. So we can see from here that to find out the coordinate of any point is x, y. So our x for point A is -1, and our y is 2, as we can see from here. On the grid, label it across the points 1, 4. So x is 1 and y is 4. So it's going to be right here. So this is point B. On the grid on the line y equals to x minus 3. So this is point x minus 3 on the line y. So we draw an horizontal line over that. And we are done. Here are the first 3 terms of the sequence. Write down the 2 numbers that could be the 4th and the 5th terms of this sequence. So going from 20 to 16, we subtracted 4. Going from 16 to 13, we subtracted 3. So obviously the next one, we are going to subtract 2. So that is going to be 11. And the next one, we are going to subtract 1, and that is going to be 10. So the next 2 numbers is going to be 11 and 10. Write down the rule you use to get to your numbers. So that is -4, -3, -2, -1, and so on. So the volume of the cuboid is calculated as length times width times height. In this case, this will be 8 times 4 times 5, which is 160 centimeter cube. Amal, Gemma, and Harry each have a number of sweets. The number of sweets that Gemma has is 6 times the number of sweets that Amal has. And the number of sweets that Harry has is half the number of sweets that Gemma has. So, first of all, if I let Hammond has 6 sweets, if I let Hammond has X number of sweets, so if I put X in, so the number of sweets that Gemma has is 6 times, so that is going to be 6x for Gemma. And the number that Harry has is half the number of sweets that Gemma has. So since Gemma has 6x, so it means Harry is going to have 3x. So that means the ratio is 1 to 6 to 3. So that is 1:6:3. Question 13. ABCD is a quadrilateral, so work out the size of angle X. So to find X, we need to understand that the sum of angle in a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. So first we add up the total of these other two. So 120 plus 120 plus 80, that is 320. Then X is going to be 360, which is a sum, minus 320, and that is 40 degrees. So X is 40 degrees. So the reason for our answer is the sum of angles in a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. The diagram below shows a triangle. The diagram is wrong. Explain why. So first, since we are given only the angles, let's add it up. So 80 plus 60 plus 50, these add up to 190 degrees. So this is wrong because the sum of angle in a triangle is 180 degrees, and the above triangle has more than 180 degrees as its sum. Therefore it is wrong. You can use this graph to change between ounces and grams. Change 850 grams to ounces. So 850 is between 800 and 900, which is right here. So tracing that, we have this point here, and that goes down to 30. So that means 850 grams to ounces is 30 ounces. Change 80 ounces to grams. So what we have to do is to do some proportional thinking. Since we know that 850 grams is equals to 30 ounces, so 80 ounces is going to be equals to X grams. So that means X is going to be equals to 80 times 850 divided by 30. 80 times 850 divided by 30 using calculator, that gives us 2,266 and 2/3 grams. Make sense? $2.5 kilograms of onions and 2 kilograms of carrots cost a total of £2.36. 3 grams of carrots cost £1.74. pence. Stuart has 2 pounds and he wants to buy 4 kilograms of onions. Does Stuart have enough money to buy the 4 kilograms of onions? So the first thing we need to find is the unit price. So we start with the second information, which is 3 kilograms of carrots is 1.74. So that means 1 kilogram of carrot equals to 1.74 divided by 3, and that equals 0.58 gram, 0.58 per kilogram of carrot. So it means that 2 kilograms of carrot is going to be equal to 0.58 times 2, and that gives us 1.16 pounds. So if we minus that, so that means the cost of this 2 kilograms of carrot is 1.16. So if we minus that from 2.26, so that means 2.5 kg of onions is going to be equals to 2.36 minus 1.16, cost of 2 kilograms of carrot. So that is 2.36 minus 1.16. So that equals to 1.2. So 1 kilogram of onions now be equals to 1.2. Let me write that properly. 1.2 divided by 2.5, which is equals to 0.48. So 4 kilograms of onions that equals to 0.48 times 4. And that equals to 1.92. So the question again, does Stuart have enough money to buy 4 kilograms of onions? Yes, he has enough money because he has 2 pounds and the cost of the 4 kilograms of onions is only 1.92. So he has enough money. Question 16. There are 3 different types of potato in a box. The table gives the number of each type of potato. Salim draws the pie chart for this information. Write down 2 different things that are wrong or misleading with this pie chart. So the first thing that is wrong or misleading about the pie chart is that Salim took the number of potatoes as angles. He took the number of potatoes as angles. Then the second thing wrong that there are no labeling. It didn't label the pie chart. Write 87,569 to 3 significant figures. So the 3 significant figures, we have 1, 2, 3. So the last significant figure is 5. Since the digit after 5 is 6, that means we round up. So that will be 87,600 to 3 significant figures. So work out the value of, open bracket, 3.2 plus 3.7, close bracket, times 4.9, then all divided by 5.3 minus 2.8. So as a decimal, our answer is 13.524. Since we are not asked to round, we just write the full answer down. Yeah. Kylie cycles to her friend's house. She stays at her friend's house for a number of minutes, then she cycles home. So this is a travel graph for a journey. So on the y-axis, we have the distance from home in kilometers and time of the day on the x-axis. For how many minutes did Carly stay at her friend's house? So the flat surface is the time she stays at her friend's house. And we'll see that she started staying there from 8:30 up to... So between 8:40 and 8:50 is going to be 8:45. It's going to be 8:45. From 8:30 up to 8:45 is only 15 minutes. How far is Carly from her home at 8:50? So this is 8:50 right here. So that point over there is going to be 4.5 kilometers. So she was 4.5 kilometers from her home. Work out Carly's speed in kilometers per hour for the first 20 minutes of her journey. So for the first 20 minutes, this is 20 minutes. So this distance is 4. So 20 minutes in hour is going to be 20 divided by 60. And that would be on calculator. The answer is 12 kilometers per hour. Hope that is clear. Question 20. Here's a list of ingredients for making 10 scones. We have 80 grams of butter, 350 grams of self-raising flour, 30 grams of sugar, and 2 eggs. These are the ingredients for making 10 scones. So Martin has 100 grams of butter, 1 kilogram self-raising flour, 50 grams of sugar, and 4 eggs. And Martin wants to make 25 scones. He has not got enough of some of the ingredients. Work out how much more of each of these ingredients he needs. Now, if 80 grams of butter is needed for 10 scones, for 25 scones, he's going to need how many? So we're going to do 25 divided by 10 multiplied by 80. And that is 200 grams of butter. For self-raising flour, he's going to need 350 times 2.5, that is 875 grams. $30 times 2.5 is going to need 75 grams of sugar. And for eggs, he's going to need 5 eggs. So these are what he has. So all we have to do is to subtract them from each other. So for butter, he needs 200 grams and he has 100 grams. So that means he needs 100 grams more. For 1 kilogram of raisin flour, he has enough. For sugar, he has 50 grams, so he needs 25 grams of sugar more. And for egg, he needs 1 egg more. Question 21. Make A the subject of the formula. So we have P equals to 3A minus 9. So first, we add 9 to both sides. So we have P plus 9 equals to 3A. then we divide both sides of the equation by 3. So that makes A equals to P plus 9 over 3. Rob has been asked to divide 120 in the ratio 3 to 5. So let's look at his workings. 120 divided by 3 is 40, and 120 divided by 5 is 24. So what Rob has done wrong was to divide the ratio by 120. He divided the total share by the ratios instead of dividing the total by the sum of 3 and 5. But that's what he did wrong. Question 23. 200 students choose one language to study, and each student choose one language from French, Spanish, or German. Of the 200 students, 90 are boys and the rest of the students are girls. 70 choose Spanish. 60 of the 104 students who choose French are boys. 18 girls choose German. Work out how many boys choose Spanish. So to solve this type of problem, the best thing to do is to draw a two-way table. So I will start by drawing a two-way table. So this is a total: German, Spanish, French. The header, boys, girls, and the total. So this is a total column. This is a total column. So I have boys and girls, and this is French, Spanish, and German. So 90 are boys, so this is 90. If the grand total is 200, that means the girls are 110. So 70 choose Spanish, so this is 70. 60 of the 104 students will choose French, so this is 104. And 60 of them are boys, so this is 60. 18 girls choose German, so this is 18. So we have to fill up the missing gaps. So the first I will find is the total number of students who choose German, so that will be 104 plus 70, which is 174. Take away that from 200, that is going to give us 26. So it means the sum of German for boys, the total number of students who choose German are 26. So if 18 of them are girls, then boys is going to be 26 minus 18, which is 8 students. So out of the total number of boys who are 90, 60 choose French, 8 choose German, so the rest choose Spanish. So 60 plus 8 makes 68. Then 90 minus 68 is going to be 22. Now, of the student who choose 104 for French, so if 60 of them are boys, then the remaining are girls, so that would be 44. Out of 70 students who chose Spanish, 22 are boys, so the girls is going to be 48. So now our question says, how many boys choose Spanish? Boys and Spanish is 22. So our answer is 22. Question 24. Karina has 4 tanks on her tractor. Each tank is a cylinder with a diameter of 40 cm and height of 160 cm. The 4 tanks have to be filled completely with a mixture of fertilizer and water. The fertilizer has to be mixed with water in the ratio 1 to 100 by volume. Katrina has 32 liters of fertilizer, and 1 liter is 1000 centimeter cube.
Has Katrina enough fertilizer for the 4 tanks? Okay, so first of all we need to find the volume of the one tank. So the formula for finding the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. So in this case, since the diameter is 80, then the radius has to be half of that, which is 40. So that makes the volume to be pi times 40 centimeters squared times 160. So putting that to the calculator, the volume is 804,247.72. That is the volume of just one tank. So the fertilizer has to be mixed with water in ratio 1 to 100 by volume, and Karina has 32 liters of fertilizers. So the next thing we need to do is to figure out the volume of the 4 cylinders. So we multiply our answer by 4, so that gives us, so the volume of 4 cylinders is going to be 3216,990.88. So that is 3,216,990.88 centimeter cube. Now, so we need to figure out if 1 liter is equals to 1000 centimeter cube. So 32 liters of fertilizer is going to be in centimeter cube. That will be 32 times 1000, which is 32,000 centimeter cube. Now, if the fertilizer has to be mixed with water in the ratio 1 to 100 by volume, so what does that tell us? It means for every 1 centimeter cube of fertilizer, we need 100 centimeter cube of water. That is what it means. Now let's break just a single volume into 1 to 100. So 1 to 100 is going to be 101. So the ratio of fertilizer is going to be 1 over 101 times the volume, which is 804,247.72, and that equals 7962.85. So that is the amount of fertilizer that we needed. So our answer multiplied by 4, 7962.85 multiplied by 4, that equals 31851.39. So remember, this is the centimeter cube. So to convert that, there's no even need for conversion. We can see from here that the fertilizer needed is 31851.39, which is less than the 32,000 of fertilizers that we have. So that implies that Katrina has enough fertilizer. So yes, she has enough. Question 25. Triangle ABC and triangle DEF are similar. So work out the length of EF. So we asked to find the length of EF. Let's label it X. So since they're a similar triangle, the first we need to find the scale factor. So the scale factor is equals to the size of the model, or let me say in this case the size of the smaller object over the size of the bigger object. So in this case, let's compare the length. So the small length is 5 and the bigger length is 20. So that is 5 over 20, which is 1 over 4. Now it depends on what we are looking for. In this case, since I am looking for x, is going to be 4, which is the side of BC, divided by the scale factor. So 4 divided by the scale factor, which is equals to 4 divided by 1 over 4, and that's the same thing as 4 times 4, which is equals to 16. So that means that the side EF is 16 centimeters. Work out the length of AB. So the side AB, let me label that Y. Since I'm looking for the smaller object, then it means I will multiply by the scale factor. So AB is going to be 22 times 1 over 4, which is equals to 2 here, 11, 2 here, 2, so that is 5.5. So the side AB is going to be 5.5 centimeters. Question 26. One weekend, the Keddy family is going to do a sport quiz and a music quiz. The probability that the family will win the sport quiz is 0.3. So that means the probability that they are going to lose the sports quiz or do not win is going to be 1 minus 0.3, which is 0.7. So the probability that the family will win the music quiz is 0.35. So that means the probability that they do not win is going to be 0.65. So this also be 0.65. Work out the probability that the Kennedy family will win both the sports quiz and the music quiz. So the probability of winning sports quiz and the music quiz in the both cases that, so that will be 0.3 times 0.35. Multiplying them both together, we get 0.105. Alright then. Change 8,000 centimeter cube to meter cube. So we know that 1 meter equals 100 centimeter. So 1 meter cube is going to be equals to 100 times 100 times 100, which is equals to 1 with 6 zeros centimeter cube. Yeah, so that makes 1 centimeter cube in meter cube is going to be equals to 1 over 1 million meter cube. So 8,000 centimeter cube is going to be 8,000 divided by 1 million, and that equals 8 over 1,000, which is 0.008 meter cube. Change a speed of 180 km per hour to meters per second. So 180 km per 1 hour to meter per second. So 1 kilometer equals to 1,000 meter, and 1 hour is equals to 60 times 60, which is equals to 3,600 seconds. So what does that imply? So 180 kilometers to meters is going to be 180 divided by 180
times 1000 divided by 3600, and that will give us 50 meters per second. Question 28. There are 30 women and 20 women at a gym. The mean height of all 50 people is 167.6 centimeters, and the mean height of the 20 men is 182 centimeters. Look at the mean height of 30 women. So, if the mean height of all 50 people in the gym is 167, that means the total height is going to be 167.6, which is the mean times the number of people, which is 50, and that will give us 8,380. So the mean height of all men is 182. So that means the total height of men is going to be equals to total height of men is going to be equals to 20 times 182, and that equals 3,640. So the total height of women is going to be equals to 8,380 minus 3,640, and that equals 4,740. So hence the mean height of women at the gym is going to be equal to the total, which is 4740, divided by their numbers, which is 30, and that equals 158. So the mean height of women at the gym is 158 centimeters. Write 6.75 times 10 to the power of negative 4 as an ordinary number. So since this is a negative indices, just write the same number of zeros, 0.000, then 675. Easy. Work out. Okay, this is easy. You can just do that in calculator. 2.56 times 10 to the power of 6, then multiply by 4.12 times 10 to the power of minus 3, then divided by 1.6 times 10 to the power of negative 2. So that gives us 659,200. So in standard form, our answer is going to be 6.592 times 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's our answer. 6.592 times 10 to the power of 5. Work out as a column vector. So A plus B. So how do we add a column vector? So A is 2 and B is minus 1. So that is going to be 2 plus, then minus 1, and this is going to be 3 plus 2, which is equals to 2 minus 1 is 1, and 3 plus 2 is 5. So our answer is 1 and 5. 2A minus C. So 2A is 2 multiplied by A, which is 2, 3, which is equals to 4, and 2 times 3 is 6, minus C, which is 4 and 1. So that becomes 4 minus 4, which is 0, and 6 minus 1 is 5. So the vector D is drawn on the grid. So the vector D is drawn on the grid. So first of all, let's figure out what is vector D. So vector D, as we can see, is going downward. So this is positive x, which is 3 squares, and negative y, which is negative 2. So this is 3 and minus 2. So 2D is going to be equals to 6 and negative 4. So from point P, it will look like this: 6 to the x and negative 4 to the y. So that means we are going downward like this, like that, exactly. So this is going to be vector D. Make sense? Thank you so much, and I hope you subscribe to my page, and I expect more past papers very soon. Thank you.